sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live on this Sunday morning, talking some sports on this Sunday morning. We got some NFL talk, we got some NBA talk, we got some college football playoff talk, some NHL talk, and some Major League Baseball talk, and more. I'm here this morning with my man Jam. How you feeling, Jam?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. No. In fact, before we start off with your questions and stuff, I have a strange but true, important historic fact that happened in the last week of the NFL regular season that will never happen again. It involves the New York Jets. Did you know that the New York Jets became the first team in NFL history to go a whole entire regular season without picking off one interception?
What? Are you serious?
I am dead serious. Now, the defense did recover 4 fumbles in 2025, but the defense gave up 36 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
0 interceptions. Do you know how many passing touchdowns they gave up?
Yes, they gave up 25 of the 36 passing touchdowns.
Wow. With
But
no interceptions. That is crazy.
the first team to go a whole entire season without grabbing one interception. No,
Don't they got Sauce Gardner? Don't they got Sauce Gardner?
they traded him to Indianapolis in mid-season.
Oh, okay.
But
Wow.
but here's what's interesting about even that stat. No. The coach Aaron Glenn was a former defensive back. He has 41 career interceptions, and you mean to tell me he couldn't get his defense to grab one pick?
One pick. Wow. And I'm sure they play some quarterbacks who's thrown quite a bit of interceptions in this season. So, wow, no interceptions. That's a historical fact, Jam. Thank you for that fact. That
Yeah,
is incredible.
yeah. I mean, well, yeah. Especially they defeated the Bengals and the Browns, who threw a lot of interceptions this year, but the Jets couldn't pick off any.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, let's get into some of these slates of questions because I really want to get your thoughts on some of these questions that are out here in our chat. The first one we got coming up is, what's your thoughts on Isaiah Thomas's words about LeBron and the GOAT debate? I don't know if you've seen that clip, but
Yeah,
what's your
I
thoughts on that?
yes, I have seen that clip. You know, when it comes to the GOAT debate, obviously they're going to talk about Michael Jordan because of him being a perfect 6-0 in the NBA Finals and never played a Game 7 of the uh, NBA Finals. But anytime you're the NBA's all-time leading scorer, you do have to be in the GOAT debate, especially when LeBron is the only player in NBA history to have 40,000 career points, 10,000 career rebounds, and 10,000 career assists. When you talk about those numbers, and of course the longevity of the fact that of LeBron James, it's going to go back. It's going to go back and forth forever. Now, here's what would give Jordan the edge over LeBron. No, and here's what no one even brings up. In LeBron James' 22nd season, he's only played 82 games one time, where Michael Jordan in his 14 seasons in the league played 82 games 9 times. Some will still will go far back as Bill Russell. Some will call him the GOAT because he has the most NBA championship rings with 11 NBA titles in 13 seasons. And in 13 seasons, he played in 12 NBA finals. Some would say he's the GOAT. Some would say Magic Johnson's the GOAT because he's the only rookie to be NBA Finals MVP and one of the few to win a NCAA title and the NBA title the following year. Unfortunately, the GOAT debate is going to go on even after we're here on this earth.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything that you said so far because all of those names are constantly being thrown up in the GOAT debate. Uh, for me, I've always said, or at least recently, I've said that LeBron James is my GOAT
Yeah,
based on his statistical things that he's accomplished. But of course, when you talk to other people who got other GOATs as other players as their GOAT, they give me a lot of pushback on all of this flopping that LeBron does. He possibly might be juicing and all those other things, which they may be valid points for them. But based on what I've seen LeBron do over his career, I consider him to be my GOAT. But I don't have a problem with people saying that Michael Jordan is their GOAT or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Bill Russell. Everybody in whatever area they like basketball or whatever player they like, they can have whatever GOAT they want. All I'm saying is for me, I would say LeBron James is my GOAT.
Yeah, I would say LeBron James my GOAT as well. He's first of all, he's the only player in NBA history to be Finals MVP for 3 different teams. Uh, uh, you know the Miami Heat, the Cavs, and of course the Lakers. Uh, and when you talk about GOAT status, you do have to throw longevity in there, and even though LeBron James just turned uh, 41 years old on December 30th, and keep in mind, he shares the exact same birthday with golf great Tiger Woods, who just turned 50. Look, I mean, LeBron James, he's the one player that lived up to the hype. You have a lot of teenage phenomenons that never lived up to their potential. Where LeBron James, he exceeded all expectations. That's what makes him a GOAT in my book. And here's one GOAT debate. No, that drew major controversy a year ago. That I want to clear up. That should be undisputed. Now, people went too far as to call Michael Jordan the GOAT in terms of college basketball. And I'm here to tell you he is nowhere near the GOAT status. The GOAT status in the history of NCAA basketball will always be Lou Alcindor, who later became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In 90 games he played with UCLA, he won 88 of those games and is the only 3-time NCAA Final Four MOP. So those nuts. So I want to clear that up. Now the NBA GOAT, that can be debatable, but NCAA GOAT, that is not up for a debate. It will always be Lou Alcindor.
Oh, for sure. Let me ask you this next question and get your thoughts on it. On this, are hockey players the most skilled athletes in any sport?
Uh, you know, they're are they up there? Yeah. Uh, uh, it takes a lot of hard work. Uh, they on uh, what ice skates, uh, and as well as a stick, and you have to know how to fight. Uh, I wouldn't say they're the most skilled, but they're up there. I will put them up there in the top five most skilled.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I know a lot of people make that comparison with baseball players and the fact that baseball players have to hit, these fast balls that's over 100 miles an hour, and being able to have the hand-eye coordination to be able to hit that ball is considered one of the most difficult sports feats in the history of all sports, which, puts baseball, I guess, in that conversation as well. But I've
Uh,
watched hockey quite a bit, and the way they're able to maneuver on those skates, along with having a hockey puck, a hockey stick, having to be able to get in position to get that puck, passing it, and all that kind of stuff. You have to be really, really skilled. That's for sure.
well, yeah, baseball could be one of the most skilled, but I think the pitching has hurt Major League Baseball over recent years because uh, the pitchers that were out when we was growing up, there, there's no more. Uh, you no longer have to win 20 games and to win the Cy Young. Uh, Pitchers no longer complete games anymore. In fact, there have been less than 10 complete games last baseball season. Uh, so ain't no more Bob Gibsons who pitched, I believe, 264 complete games. No, Tom Seaver, Steve Carlton, Sandy Koufax, those pitchers used to pitch a full 9 innings, including one of your personal all-time favorite pitchers, no, I believe Mike Scott
That's
of the
right.
Houston Astros.
Yep.
He pitched a lot of complete games in his career, and you don't, which see like that. I got you, Mom. I got you, Mom. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so my man Vandu, well, one take Zay said that he goes to Magic, he can go to Magic Mountain and can still hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the batting cage at Magic Mountain. Van, one take Zay, we might have to make that trip to Magic Mountain because I got to see this, bro. I got to see this for sure. I guess you could throw basketball players in there as well. Their ability to be able to handle the ball the way they do, and to be able to leap and stuff like that the way they do, especially when they get in midair and they have to maneuver their bodies to get around guys trying to block their shots and stuff like that. I could imagine them being there. Well, really any sport, man. We know the mental aspect that it takes for golfers to be able to do what they do. So I guess you could throw just about any sport in there as being uh, the most skilled. But I really like what I see from hockey players and their ability to be on skates on that ice with a hockey stick, trying to follow that puck when at any time they could get into a brawl. That's pretty skilled. Let's turn to baseball for a minute. And was the Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa home run battle the greatest event in baseball?
Um, it, I will put it up there as one of the one of the greatest events in uh, baseball. Cer- uh, Certainly, it drew a media frenzy because Roger Maris held uh, that that single season home run record for a long period of time. Uh, and you know who's going who's going to be the first one to to hit that home to break Roger Maris record. So yeah, I will consider that one of the one of the greatest events in the history of baseball. In fact, that was the last great event that was talked about before all the steroids scandal was coming out, especially the accusations of Barry Bonds, which I personally don't believe that he took steroids, because for the record he never failed a urine test, and as you pointed out earlier, don't know about the hand-eye coordination. Steroids can't help that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It was definitely a media frenzy when those two were going back and forth with this home run thing going on back during their time. And I know as a baseball fan, uh, I watched it and I kept track of it, and I was looking to see what each one of them were doing every time they had a chance to get up to the plate. Of course, ESPN was showing a lot of their plate appearances once they got close to uh, when they got up in the 50s and 60s, and it was a spectacle to see, man. I really enjoyed it, and I would say that it is probably the greatest event in baseball. Um, and I would like to see something similar to it happen for baseball again, because baseball is on the decline uh, when it comes to the top three sports in the United States. Even though they call it an American sport, it is far behind basketball and football right now. Do you think either one of those players will ever get into the Hall of Fame?
Um, Only if they were to pass away. Because here's what's interesting: when Pete Rose passed away, uh, the 47th president of the United States got in the mix and told Major League Baseball to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame, and they're going to do that real soon.
Yeah, I definitely think that Pete Rose should have been in there a long time ago, regardless of the whole gambling thing or not. I mean, this guy is the hits leader, a record that probably will never get broke. So
Well, not only that, Stephen A. Smith made a very valid point. You have his memorabilia in the Hall of Fame. Why not have him himself in the Hall of Fame?
oh yeah, that's a really good point, Stephen A. Really good point. Let me ask you this next question. Why is the NFL the most watched sport? Is college football a close second?
Um, the reason why the NFL is the most watched sport is because they play the least games than NBA and Major League Baseball. They play 17 regular season games, and then of course the halftime special of the Super Bowl. Uh, plays a huge part. Especially Super Bowl 27 in the Rose Bowl between the Cowboys and the Bills. My Cowboys, of course. But with that said, Michael Jackson performed the first ever halftime show, and it's been big ever since. Uh, College football is a close second um, because the Ohio States and the Alabamas and all these other schools became box office, and you know when you bring a box office product, uh, it's going to be very popular for a long time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the NFL, even though I watch more college football than I do NFL football, NFL sometimes can be a little can be boring. Even though we got to
Yeah,
see really two really good football games yesterday between the Rams and the Panthers and the Packers and the Bears, two games that really went down to the wire. Any team, either team could have won those games. Um, and at this time of the year, the NFL is really, really exciting because you want to
uh,
see who's going to make it to the Super Bowl.
oh, here's a strange but true fact, and that involves the Carolina Panthers' loss to the Rams. The Panthers are now 0-3 in the playoffs when they wear their black jersey. Uh, the, the first time they wore their black jerseys in the playoff game, they lost at home to Arizona, and of course the Super Bowl where Cam Newton should have got that fumble.
Cam Newton should have got that ball. Yeah, and I see college football as being a close second. I mean, just the pageantry of college football on Saturdays is unbelievable, man. To be able to see all of those slates of games that have some significance week in and week out, big time matchups, especially with those marquee names that you named, playing week in and week out. It's always amazing to see how they're able to put those games together and come with College Game Day and Fox and all those other channels who really promote those games. They do a really, really good job. So I would definitely agree that college football is a close second.
Yeah.
Our man One Take Zay is saying the way college football is going, they will lose a lot of fans. What's your thoughts on that? Will college football, the way it's going right now, you think they're going to lose a lot of fans?
Um, it's a possibility with the name, image, and likeness, and the transfer portal. Uh, it could be a very big possibility because traditionally and historically, college football has been a coach's game where the NFL is a player's game. Uh, if college football becomes more of a player's game than the coach's game, like for instance, here's where it would be the biggest threat. If a player at Colorado becomes bigger than Coach Prime, oh, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Um, Anytime you have mess or something that is messy, eventually people shy away from watching mess and messiness. So I could definitely see college football losing some of its fans. They really need to be proactive going forward and try to nip this thing in the bud because you got way too many coaches who are saying that this thing is out of hand when it comes to players jumping in the portal for this money and when it comes to these representatives or agents who probably some of them don't know what they're doing. We've seen many cases where an athlete has jumped in the portal thinking that he's going to get some more money from somewhere else, and it doesn't necessarily pan out that way. And he ends up or she ends up losing her value at the team that they left, and and the trust and all that good stuff, and it starts to mess up the game a little bit. So I agree. One take Zay that the way it's going right now, it's a little bit messy. Well, it might be a lot of bit messy, and they're going to lose some fans for sure. They can regain those fans once they clean up the mess, though. But they're going to have to do some work to clean up the mess, because it's kind of disheartening sometimes to have to deal with some of the stuff that we see happening in college football. Even though those of us who are content creators when it comes to sports, we watching it like a hawk because we want content.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you wish college football had a playoff 20 years ago?
I do. I didn't like the fact how if a small school was the only undefeated team that they didn't finish the season number one. Keep in mind, BYU was the last school to win a national title before New Year's Day. Uh, uh, I feel that we definitely would have had different outcomes. For the college football playoff, but I still have one major problem with the college football playoff today. I think they show too much favoritism of the SEC. I did not like the fact that Alabama, who lost 3 games, made the college football playoff. And as you can clearly see, Indiana blew them out in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I wish they had it back 20 years ago as well. I think that there were a lot of situations where you had some teams where you had 3 teams who were undefeated, and only 2 of them got to play for the national championship game. So that was one situation. But then you had other situations where you had several undefeated teams and several one-loss teams who lost early in the season, who ran a gauntlet and were playing really, really good football. And because they had that one loss and they had 2 other teams that were undefeated, they didn't even get a chance to play for a national title, even though they probably could have beat both of those undefeated teams. So I think that if 20 years ago, if we would have had a playoff, we would have got to see some really, really good matchups during that time. And this year, my man Jam, I totally agree with you. I think the committee was very, very biased towards the SEC. And even though I'm a Texas Longhorns fan and I'm an SEC guy now, I felt like Oklahoma and Alabama were not going to have good showings in the college football playoffs because they had too many issues offensively that I knew they weren't not going to be able to compete with the juggernauts that were in the college football playoffs. So I knew they were not a good team to put in there, but the committee put them in there anyway, showing some favoritism to the SEC, who really felt like they probably felt like 7 teams from the SEC should have been in there. So I agree with you on that. There was way too much favoritism for the SEC, especially pitted in. I understand why Oklahoma got in because they only had the 2 losses, but they were not a good football team. I understand why Alabama got in because they lost in their championship game, but they got blew out. But they were not a good football team. And it showed when they met a really good football team, probably the best team in the country. We'll find that out on the 19th. But bar none, they're going to at least be the second best team in the country if they lose to Miami. But that Indiana team is for real, and they show why Alabama should not have been in the college football playoffs.
Yeah. For sure.
My man, One Take Zay says, I'll rock with the playoffs. It's great for this new time. BCS BCS was key. You know what? I would like for them to use that BCS, however they compile the things to come up with the 12 teams, though. I would definitely like to see them do that and maybe take it out of the hands of some of the bias that we've seen this year, selecting the 12 teams that they selected. But the BCS was nice too, man. When you come down to the wire, you vying for that 1 or 2 spot so that you can get in that national championship game. But I do believe a playoff would have sort of made it a lot more fair for those teams who was right on the outside looking in, who really had a really good chance of beating those teams that ended up playing in the national championship game.
Uh, I do agree with that, but I think there's the BCS needs to go back to a traditional spot for the location of the bowl championship game. The next time the bowl championship game is in Los Angeles, I think it should stay in the Rose Bowl and not move to SoFi Stadium. Remember, the Rose Bowl also has over 100,000 seats. Therefore, it will make college football look more traditional.
Okay. Rank these championship events 1 through 5. 1 being the best. World Series, Super Bowl, Stanley Cup, the Natty, NBA Championship. What order would you rank those championship events?
Well, I would rank Super Bowl number 1, the Natty number 2, NBA Finals 3, World Series 4, and Stanley Cup 5. And here's what was interesting. The NBA Finals. It could be the most watched whenever, like, now, if the Lakers were to be in the finals and LeBron gets his 5th ring, that will be up there at the top of the list. Super Bowl, that's always going to be top. Especially when you see a Dallas or Pittsburgh or a 49ers in the Super Bowl. The World Series, the greatest World Series that I've ever seen in my life, was in 1977 when Reggie Jackson hit those 3 home runs. And there have been a lot of players who hit 3 home runs in the World Series, but Reggie's the only one to do it over 3 pitches. That will never, ever happen again. Yeah. So Stanley Cup, that's going to be the least watched because there's no more Wayne Gretzky on ice. So there you go with that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. One take Zay said the same thing. You were spot on about ranking those. It would be Super Bowl, the Natty, NBA Finals, World Series, and then the Stanley Cup, in my opinion, as well. I will watch in that order. That's how I will watch them. I don't think I've ever watched the Stanley Cup final ever in my life. But I have watched quite a few World Series in my lifetime.
Nah. Well, the only hockey game I ever watched in full, the whole game, was 46 years ago, the Olympics in Lake Placid, where USA defeated Russia for the gold medal, and you hearing Al Michaels yelling, "Do you believe in miracles?"
Yeah, that was dope. Are there some other championships that you are interested in watching? I
I do like the Final Four, but what hurts the Final Four, no, is 1979. To this day, the Bird Magic matchup, Michigan State versus Indiana State, that still remains the most watched NCAA championship game in history. I don't know what other game would, what other NCAA Final Four would top that. Especially considering the fact that there are more one and dones than 4-year players in the NBA now.
Yeah, it's usually situational for me if I'm going to watch interesting championship. Like say for instance, if uh, when Tiger Woods was playing golf, if he was going for his green jacket or whatever, you
Yeah,
would try to tune into that to the Masters to see if he was going to win. And when he won that last one, of course, you tuned into that because he was a
yeah,
little up in age, hadn't won in a while. Situations like that when Serena Williams and Venus Williams were doing their thing. So if Coco or the other young lady start
Coco
doing their
Golf,
thing,
Naomi Osaka.
yeah, if they start doing their thing and they got a chance to play, then of course you want to tune in to them to see how well they do. It has to be situational things like that that makes me interested in watching
Well, you
those
know,
type of things.
to prove your point, I never seen a full tennis match until I saw the Williams sisters play against each other. It just goes to show you how great of an athlete Serena Williams was. In order to make it to the top, you have to beat your own sister. My goodness, that's hard to do because who knows you better than your sibling?
Right, right, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I used to love Bjorn Borg and Yvonne Lindell back in the days when they used to have their battles. I wasn't much of a John McEnroe fan, but he
yeah.
was pretty good. He was pretty good too. And then the matches between uh, what's her name? Christy Everett, is that her name?
Yeah, Chris Evert,
Chris Everett and the lady that she used to go at it with.
Martina Navratilova.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When those two would play, I would watch then. But
Uh, now, in terms of golf, uh, I used to watch Jack win it, uh, win his Masters, and the last golf that I saw was Phil Mickelson making history as the oldest player uh, to win a major.
yeah,
He was 50. No 50-year-old has ever won a major until Phil Mickelson. Who knows? Maybe at 50 years old, Tiger can join them.
hopefully. Our man
Yeah.
Parlay Poe with the Blitzburg podcast says, "What's up, fellas? With this new NIL era, is hard-nosed coaches a thing of the past?" That's a really good question.
No. Here's proof to that fact. Nick Saban left because of the NIL, and here's what I like about that I definitely miss about Nick Saban. When Nick Saban was at Alabama, he didn't play the we're not in the college football playoffs, so you're not playing in a bowl game. You had to play in that bowl game under Nick Saban, even if it wasn't a college football playoff bowl. So yeah. The NIL, it's going to hurt someone like the hard no coaches, uh, but it's going to benefit coaches like Coach Prime, who want you to get that money.
Yeah, I could see it being a little bit either way. I think you have some players out there that want a hard nosed coach that's going to coach them hard, that's going to allow them to maximize their talent and make it to the next level to make it to the NFL. But at the same time, you have a lot of players who do not want to be coached hard. They don't want to be physical. And that's becoming more and more and more prevalent in this NIL era where guys are really more concerned about more guys are being more concerned about getting
Mm.
the money as opposed to wanting to make it to the next level. And
Well,
I think that they need to understand that, listen, if you want to play this game called football, it's a physical thing, and you're going to get hurt if you ain't ready to get out there and be aggressive and be physical and be coached hard.
well, another reason why a lot of the generation, the younger generation, don't want to be coached hard. Is I may be off topic a little bit, but we're uh, and you being a school teacher, we're in a generation where a lot of the parents no longer tell the kids no. So if if your parents never tell you no, then then of course you don't want to be coached hard. But if you're well disciplined in the house, you're going to be well disciplined on the field or on the court.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. Should boxing have a unification series at every weight class?
Uh, they should, but boxing has lost a lot of lackluster. Uh, there's no more 15 rounds due to the incident in 1982 when Ray Boom Boom Mancini killed that Asian boxer, Dooku Kim. Uh, uh, you also had no more marquee uh, uh, of fighters, and 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 I hate to say this in a strange but true kind of way. Actor Sylvester Stallone has actually hurt professional boxing, and here's why. Why is he? Why was he inducted in the Boxing Hall of Fame?
Are you
Rocky
serious?
was a fictional. Yes, I'm dead serious. Rocky was a fictional character, but you put him in the Hall of Fame. It's 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 a slap in the face to the Mike Tysons, the Ali's, and even our local fighters of Buster Douglas, Jerry Page, and Vonzell Johnson. We, uh, uh, I mean, uh, I've been turned off by boxing ever since Sylvester Stallone was inducted.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what their thinking was behind that, but that definitely shouldn't be. Now, if you want to put him in the movie Hall of Fame for that movie,
Yeah.
do that, but not in the boxing Hall of Fame. He's not. It's a fictional character, so I agree
Would
with
you
you on that.
would you put Charlie Sheen in Cooperstown because he pitched in the movie Major League, or
Right.
or would you put Billy D. Williams in the hall in Cooperstown because of his role of Bingo Long?
Yeah, right, right. That's nuts, right? So I think that boxing a lot of times and like Parlay Post said, it's a trash sport right now, man. They are not putting out good product whatsoever. I would like for them see them have a unification series where you can find out who's really the real champion out there. Guys won't have an opportunity to dodge guys. You'll be able to get the matchups that you really want to see, especially when you're paying this money to see some of these fights on TV, on pay per view or whatnot. You want to get your money's worth. So I think that they should definitely have some type of unification series where if your champion is going to be the champion, they're the champion because they beat everybody that's ranked in there the way you do in other sports where you have the top teams go at it to find out who's the best. So I would definitely like to see that the boxing have a unification series, much like we seen back in the days when the heavyweight division did it, and Mike Tyson ended up getting crowned, I believe, at that time.
Yeah, for sure.
What's happening, SEC, Sean? Good to see you in here this morning. Next question we got on the docket. Let me see. Let me find it. There it goes. Is there any? Is there anything that excites you about golf and tennis?
Not really. Other than Tiger, Jack, and the Williams sisters, the and and the last thing what excited me about golf, it wasn't Tiger winning the major. It was Tiger winning the Canadian Open. And you want me to tell you why that excited me? No. And I'm not too much knowledgeable about golf, but here's what will shock you. Tiger Woods winning the Canadian Open. Did you know that the Canadian Open is the only golf tournament that Jack has never won?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Um, I tried golf for a little bit, and it's a very challenging sport to play. You really got to dedicate some real serious time and concentration and focus to be able to understand the game, to play the game. Uh, in your later years, it's probably a good sport to get into if once you can play the sport that you like the most, like football, basketball, baseball, whatnot. Uh, I like watching it when I know that there is something on the line or something major about to happen, record about to be broken or something like that. Outside of that, I don't watch either one of them anymore
Yeah.
much. The players that I like to watch are no longer playing or they're not playing very much. So I really don't tune into it as much. Now there are some golf guys out there from the University of Texas that I like, so I'll try to follow them a little bit to see what they're doing on the circuit. I think they got two or three guys who are probably in the top 10 in golf right now.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
This is the last question I got. Then we'll check the chat to see if there's any more questions. Uh, you can go to one of the sporting events with your closest friends and family members. What sporting event would you attend?
Uh, if the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl, I would definitely go to that event. Uh, Although I do like Ohio State in in the college football playoff, but I would love to go to the Rose Bowl and see Ohio State play. And I like the fact that it matches their colors. As a child, as you know, Archie Griffin played in four straight Rose Bowls, so I was used to seeing Ohio State in the Rose Bowl a lot growing up. So yeah, I would love to personally see the Cowboys in the Super Bowl and the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I thought long and hard on this question, and since I'm going to be taking close friends and family, it will probably be one of the Summer Olympics to go and be able to go and partake in all of the things that goes on at those Olympics, from track and field to the basketball games, things of that nature. I would want to go
Uh,
and do that. Uh, our man SEC Sean said the Daytona 500. I remember being in Daytona for a football tournament for my son back in the days, and you could hear those cars going around that track loud as all get out. Um, it was it was it was deafening to hear that from the street.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we were inside the stadium or where they run the cars at. We were on the street, just driving down the street and hear this loud old noise of these cars revving up.
Yeah.
So I'm quite sure that that would be an exciting event to attend at Daytona 500.
Um, I want to add to your Olympic piece, no, because the upcoming Olympics may have a possible Windsor Terrace connection. As you know, double dutch is in the Summer Olympics now. So, and I encourage people to help Trina Artister of Douglas Rec Center, who has a double dutch program every Thursday night from 6:30 to 7:30. Help her reach her goal to get her squad to 2028 Summer Olympics in LA on American soil. Keep in mind, LA is also where Windsor Terrace great Jerry Page won the gold medal. And here's a trivia fact about Jerry Page. Jerry Page is the only Windsor Terrace native and gold medal winner, who shares the exact same birthday with the late great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Which is coming up in a couple of days. That's a
Yes.
great fact. That's a great fact. Our man SEC Sean wants to know who is the one athlete, living or dead, you will want to go to dinner with?
Uh, with me, it would be Jim Brown. Uh, you want to talk about durability? In 9 seasons with the Cleveland Browns, he never missed a game. He still remains the only football player to announce his retirement overseas on the set of the Dirty Dozen, because Art Modell made him choose between football or the movies, and Jim Brown chose the movies.
Yeah. Mine's just easy. It would definitely be Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
Great running back from the University of Texas and at the Houston Oilers, which was my favorite NFL team, who are now the Tennessee Titans, who was my favorite NFL team. Without a doubt, it would be Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
A close second, though, would be Bernard King. That's
Yeah.
my favorite basketball player of all time. Him and Rob
Yeah,
Strickland,
Bernard King, he
they're
was
going back and forth.
man. If Bernard King had been healthy during Ewing's earlier years, I believe the Knicks would have won some championships.
No one takes not LeBron James, bro. Not LeBron James.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
mean,
even in my top 10.
yeah. I mean, LeBron, he's a great player, but as far as going to dinner, nah. Someone great like Jim Brown. If you want to go a female athlete, I probably have dinner with Cheryl Miller.
Yeah, Cheryl Miller, that's a good one.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a female athlete and it wasn't Cheryl Miller, it would probably be Venus Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, it would probably be Venus Williams.
And congratulations to Venus on her just now getting married. She's a married woman now.
Wow, congratulations to Venus.
Yeah.
SEC Sean said, if you want to party, go with Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do that kind of party.
Well, no, I don't want to do that kind of party either. uh, I'll party with Prince, but that's about it.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah.
If you don't have any other sports facts you want to throw out there or historical facts out there, Jam, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. If we don't have any more questions in the chat, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. You got anything else for us?
No, that'll be all. I knew you would be stunned about the stat that I told you about the New York Jets going the whole season without an interception.
Yeah, for those of you who missed the beginning part of the show, Jam, tell them again that historical fact that you talked about at the beginning of the show.
This past football season, 2025, the New York Jets became the first team in NFL history to go a whole season without an interception.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. All right, Jam, I appreciate you joining me this morning, man, and we were able to get a lot of good questions in, and I'll see you on the next run.
All right, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Have a good day, bro.
You too.
All right, peace.